there was a homeless encampment there. They had dug out actual caves.
They're super deep.
They had like tiles from places that made like flooring. They had little shelves that they dug out.
They had like a full walk down and everything when it came to the stairs.
They built like pillars. There's some landlord out there who's like, I could sell us for like $2,000 a month. Just do a little renovation.
What if the self-homelessness is just like go underground?
Journey to the center of the earth.
Why not? Louie, do you want to introduce yourself, my best friend?
A little quick to the gun there, aren't you? Okay. No, my name's Louie. Me and Sam actually grew up together, played t-ball all through, baseball growing up, everything like that. Mm-hmm. And now he's going to be the best man at my wedding. So,
yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Bachelor party, maybe?
Pop quiz. Let's see how good he is. What day's the wedding?
You just told me too.
I know I did.
Isn't it the first weekend of June? Is June?
I guess. Yeah, June 8th.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first weekend.
You're just going to take work off all June.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The first week and a half. It's allocated for the wedding.
Yep, that's right.
But yeah, mainly I know the dates for the good old bachelor party.
That is
16th to the 19th.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. We're doing a little golf trip.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
We got to practice. I need to practice like solid months in advance because I have never played the courses that you're talking about that we set it up. We're playing 2 different courses, right?
We don't know yet, actually. We're only confirmed for one course, but we'll see what it turns into because the Airbnb is
sweet. For one,
really cool. Yeah. Has pool table, has shuffleboard, has some arcade game machine.
It's so cool.
Has cornhole, has everything you could possibly imagine wanting in a bachelor party. Mm-hmm. It has. So I'm pretty excited, and it's walking distance to the golf course. Yeah. So that way, if we decide to have a couple beverages on the course, don't have to figure out how we're going to get home. So
right. Yeah. Responsible.
Yeah, we can just steal a golf cart.
Yeah. We could. Yeah, we just don't have. Maybe if we have too many, then that might happen. But
that might. Yeah,
no, exactly. Yeah. But how many? We have like what? 10 guys coming.
We have 10 guys. Only 8 of them are golfers.
Yeah, that's gonna.
So we have the two
stragglers.
Yeah, the 2 booze cruise drivers. Yeah,
good. We need those. But yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, it was fun. I still got some more plans, but I've yet to reveal those. So.
Are they fiance approved plans?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't answer.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yes, they are. But it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. But I mean, we played golf over the weekend too.
Yeah.
It's a hard loss though.
Yeah. Well, let's start with run it back a little bit. So this happened. We kind of feel like as we get older, it's no thing like, hey, want to go golf tomorrow? There's just a lot more planning that goes into it. And so like 2 weeks ago, my fiance, Taylor, lovely gal. She's a nurse, of course, and she was going to go to a birthday party on the 27th. And this birthday party entailed a party bus with a vertical pole in the middle of it. It was just kind of confusing.
Vertical pole?
Yeah, I think it was just for balance, kind of like how they have like on a
maybe
tram.
For some aerobics.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
But yeah, she's very excited about it. And maybe a lot of men would be like, oh, I'm a little worried. Couldn't get out of there fast enough. Let's go play some golf, boys. No, I was super excited for her.
Beeline for the course.
Super excited for her because I knew she was going to have a great time. And she did.
She did.
Yeah, she sure did. I dropped her off at her friend's house in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And I just kicked on AC/DC. I'm like, let's go tee it, boys.
Let's hit the course. God, the group text leading up to that day, I could just see that progressively you're just getting more. You changed the group chat name like 5 times.
Like 10.
Yeah.
What
was the last one called?
I don't remember. I changed it so many times. I'm not sure.
Let's see if it's approval.
I don't even know if it is. But so what we did was it was the 4 of us.
I got it whenever you're ready.
What is it?
Hooters Tour Q School.
And it's a photo of John Daly. That's right. And honestly, that kind of summed up the day.
Yeah, it did. It did. It was a great day.
It was an awesome day.
It was for me and Jaden's birthday.
That's right.
Can't forget about that.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. The big 2-6. The most milestone age. What does it go like 20, 25, and then 30 is a big one, then 40, and then after that, it's like, who cares?
I'd say anything after 21, who cares?
Yeah, it's true. Especially when you're a guy. I feel like birthdays for guys are a little bit different. Oh, a lot different.
Yeah, if you are a grown man and you're planning like your own birthday
Do you
party,
ever get those invites, like those like Facebook invites? Like, hey, my husband's turning 32. We're gonna be here at the park.
No, not husband. Like if the wife's planning it, that's fine, I think. But if you're like, a grown man and be like, hey, we're gonna go to Sunsplash.
That's weird.
Actually, that's a lie. I would love to go to Sunsplash.
I guess it is. Why does it seem to be more acceptable if you're married and the spouse has to actively make an effort to do that?
Because then it's like just a self-absorbed thing to do.
Yeah,
like, this is my day.
It's like you're turning
Everyone's
44
give
years
me
old.
attention. Yeah, that's right.
And you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
Sunsplash.
But all that being said, I love my birthday.
Yeah,
I love my birthday so much. And like I did have a little party this year.
Yeah.
I think I might have even half planned it. So everything I'm saying is very contradicting.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't even really classify it as like a party. It's not like you designate. We didn't go to like Sky Zone. We're like, hey, we have a 2-hour time block. We got
next year.
Pizza. Yeah, next year. Exactly. But it was like, it was Louie's late night luau.
Louie's late night luau. No, that was a different time.
Yeah.
We had a backyard camp night. So the plan was we were going to go to. We were going to go spend a bunch of money on an Airbnb, and I was like, I don't even really care about where we're going to go. And so I decided to save that money and just have all my friends over, and everyone had to bring a tent and camp in the backyard. And it was great.
So funny.
It was great. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, we have a decent sized backyard, but it's not like I'm sitting on like 5 acres or anything. So, but yeah, no, that was a good time.
Fun night, I think that I've just become to just enjoy like the smallest things. Is like, I feel like it's so difficult nowadays, just like get the friend group together. Like, I feel like I have like my work friends, which I have a lot of good friends that are in my industry, but it's like getting like the local boys that we grew up with, like together. It's like, we're lucky to do it once a month, but I enjoy it every single time. It's so small, but like, I love it.
I'm actually at the point, because like when I was in college, you have like 20 friends, that you like could actively text and go hang out with. After you graduate college, I mean, that list drops significantly, especially since a lot of the times you're moving away and they're moving away.
Right.
And then you get into a relationship. And then once you have kids, it's pretty much like, what are you doing 6 months from now? I'm busy. Kind of thing. Yeah. I think as like, terrifying. As a guy, at least, and I mean, probably for women too, but like for a guy, having like someone you can just complete a foursome with, like out on the golf course is like perfect.
Make sure you say on the golf course.
I did. You see how I added that in? I was like, that's going to get clipped.
Yeah.
No, I think that's like the perfect amount, because then it's like guys you can actually like count on. I saw this one, like, would you rather? It's like, would you rather have $1 million or 1 million friends? I'm like, what am I going to do with a million friends?
That's
like,
ridiculous.
Your mind?
1 million friends? That just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. You realize how many birthday wishes that is? That's out of control.
God, it's like your phone is, it's going to, never mind.
Yeah. I don't even know. If you have to say never mind, it's a good one to pocket that idea.
I'm trying to be more selective with my words.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm here for a long time. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
I don't either. Yeah. So that being said, this is our first run together at this.
Yeah.
And
thanks for coming on.
Yeah. I'm very excited. So
I've been looking forward to figuring out how to do it for the longest time, but it's like, I think for me, I wanted to stay on the real estate game for so long, but you get to a certain point to where how much can you talk about it? Right. Like, market stats are fantastic, and I can talk about that. If people are interested in talking about that, great. But I think that's a very finite amount of people. But I want to enjoy it. I want to talk to my buddy. And you may not be on for every single time, but I think that just getting to know people and just also talking about current events. We got a couple of crazy stories we're going to talk about later. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's just this year for me. I don't know if you've taken like a a personality test to kind of figure out what you're not really a personality test, but I'm going through a leadership academy right now. And one thing I figured out was my self-care, whether it's not just going to the gym, it's not just eating well, but it's also like taking time to, for one, take time for yourself. Cause I'm bad at just saying like, I work 7 days a week, like all day, every day.
You're the hardest worker I know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, it gets to a certain point where it's very draining. And then the podcast, I enjoyed it, but it still felt like it was an addition to work. But this is my favorite type of content. And if I want to make it, if it's my favorite type of content, make it truly my favorite. Just enjoy talking about it for people to get to know me. And also just like, frankly, shoot the shit, you know? So, but yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I know we've been trying to do this for a long, long time.
A long time. Yeah. We've talked about doing this for quite a while. And it was when it was solely kind of financial, whether it be real estate mortgage based. And it is, it's interesting for sure. It's just, it is.
I figure we can always talk about something when it's a big thing that pops up. Maybe a new thing pops up for like California Fair Plan that people just need to know. Or like on my end, maybe there's something that's big that's about to happen. Maybe like a new Senate. Like one thing I noticed was a Senate bill is being proposed in California where corporations can't buy single family homes, which would be great. So in other words, like BlackRock, Vanguard can't come in and start offering cash offers on homes. So you and I can't buy them. I think that'd be a good thing. But
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. It's just, but those are the types of things. I haven't brought it up mainly because it's still, we're in California. And it is a anti-corporation, and California is none of those things. So getting it actually to a vote, not very confident, frankly. But we shall see. But you sent me a couple of articles, and I read into them, and I watched a few videos on them, and I am just absolutely in shock.
It's so I
crazy.
didn't look into it too much just because I wanted a lot of it to be kind of like a genuine reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, the headlines. Do you want me to start with one of them?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
First one we're going to talk about is Bryn Spetcher. I think it's Spejcher. Interesting.
Spectre.
Yeah, but of Thousand Oaks, California.
Nice. Okay.
And girlfriend who stabbed boyfriend 108 times in marijuana-induced episode. Smoked strain with more than 30% THC. I don't know really percentages with weed, but 30% sounds like a good amount.
I have an idea of how that
Hearsay.
Yeah.
Well, so the word on the street.
The average, and this is pretty low, but it's like 20%. But I've also seen marijuana to where it's been 88% THC levels. Like you can find that in any dispensary if you want. So the fact that she's claiming that
88%.
Yeah, I've seen THC where flower to where it's.
I probably sound like such a noob right now.
Yeah. No, and I'm not a connoisseur per se, but I definitely I've been around it. I know about it. I also have a client that actually he owns multiple warehouses for just commercialized marijuana production to dispensaries, and really great operations. Funny, the guy he's not even a big smoker. He's just a business guy. But one of the things that's fascinating is that, I mean, yeah, it's not that crazy to that, but but like when it comes down to it, the THC
apparently it's a little crazy.
Yeah, well, the THC level, like 30% is not as high as that. Like that's no.
Yeah.
The only reason why I would consider someone thinking they're in psychosis is a lot of the time is when they eat it. So when they eat marijuana, it's a different chemical. I want to say it's 1,3-hydroxy metabolite. I'm surprised I remember that. But essentially, it's a different way that it actually.
You totally just made that up.
No, I didn't. Look it up. 1,3-hydroxy metabolite. But it's a different way. So it's a lot more psychoactive. It lasts for like 8 hours. That's why I've never dabbled with it. Really, it's just not the thing because it's so easy to go overdo it. But it sounds like she just. Does it say how she consumed it?
So I read, this was a New York Post article, but I think I read on a different article that she took 2 hits out of a bong, 2 bong rips essentially, which seems, I I would think after that you probably wouldn't want to murder somebody.
No.
But
108 times.
yeah.
Think about like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like how that would take like a solid like 5 minutes unless.
Imagine being like the coroner who has to count.
I know. How do you even know?
1,
Yeah.
2.
Like, there's one. Gosh. Yeah. That's ridiculous. But you sent me the article.
Huge respect to those guys.
Yeah.
And women, of course.
Yeah.
And that's a job that I can't even imagine. So
did you see a little off topic? Did you see the Theo Vaughn podcast as we're on our podcast? It's last weekend where he talks to, he usually has like comedians, actors, stuff like that, but he actually had a coroner on, and the things that he goes through is insane. But
I'd imagine
they have iron stomachs. He's just like, yeah, I'll eat in the coroner's room, like right next to it. I'm like, that's just a truly built different human being. 100%.
Does he do the 5-second rule?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Oh, okay.
But I want to talk about that story because I also read the other part to where it's literally, she also stabbed herself.
Yes. So yeah, so she
Like
apparently
what,
when
27
police,
times?
when the police came, she's like was trying to stab herself in the neck, and I saw photos, and she must just have a lot better aim for another person than her neck because it's like just scratches and stuff.
It looked like she was like, yeah, it was bizarre. And then this is what really pissed me off. It was the dog thing. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
So I
she
think
should have gotten sentenced for just that.
This is, I think, where we are at in a society where I read that this woman stabbed her boyfriend 108 times, obviously killing him. And I'm like, oh man, that's terrible. But it's kind of the reality. That's like, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that's a real bummer.
It's terrible,
and then I see it's like, and she also stabbed her dog. And I'm like, put her in the chair.
Yeah.
No due process. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Killed the dog. You're done. Sorry about it.
Like, you're not even a human being.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact she got 100 hours of community service. That was what the end result was. And she didn't go to prison.
And this happened back in, I think in like 2018, the actual like event.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought this like just happened.
The like sentencing just happened.
Okay.
And I don't know where she's been since then, regardless, even if it was the last, 6 years that she was like say incarcerated waiting. I still obviously don't think that would be enough time.
No.
But so it's a pretty wild story because
crazy.
And it does. I always try to like look at both sides of it and see like, okay, obviously she was in a horrible mental place. But at the same time, it's like, it's something that you did, it's like you did voluntarily do that. Not do the act itself maybe, but like you decided to smoke, and like the same thing with like drinking, I think too. It's like, if you get hammered drunk and like kill somebody, it's like, obviously you go to jail. I think there's a little probably more intent behind how much you can drink as opposed, and it's probably happened before. So
it's funny you mentioned that because I was actually watching a debate, and there was like these two buddies were talking, and they had a big disagreement between the two. The conversation was, does marijuana or alcohol ruin more lives?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Alcohol.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But they're making the claim that marijuana does entirely.
I think it depends how you react on marijuana. If you're like,
if
you're just super lazy all day and you're like, I don't really want to work.
It can affect your marriage. Like maybe you become a pothead throughout the day, maybe. But alcohol definitely is going to be in a position where it's going to mess with you way more. It's literally the number one reason why people get into car crashes, right? Actually, also your phone.
I want to say the number one reason you get into car accidents, there's a lot of, but I would say that it's, it leads to, I would say most like vehicular deaths probably
that would make sense.
Come from that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
What the other thing I think is interesting though is Thousand Oaks, if you're familiar with it, it's a very affluent area. It's very, very nice.
Southern California. Right?
Yeah. And it's the median household income, sorry, not household income, medium like house price there is like, I think 1.2 million. Yeah.
Jeez.
And like whereas Sacramento, it's like for what, 450 grand, I think.
Something like that.
So that, and perhaps, and I did think this too, it's like this Bryn gal probably must have had an incredible lawyer, a legal team.
I know.
I mean, it's like you stabbing someone over 100 times.
What's her last name? Do we know that?
Yeah, it's Spedshire. It's the one I spelled out that I.
Oh yeah, I'll have to look. We'll have to look into that and see if there's like some like wealthy guy behind that.
I think it's some little corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like calling for like the judge's head. People are pissed.
Well, that's crazy. Could you imagine being the parents of
oh my gosh,
guy?
Yeah, the family.
That's the worst. Like I can't even imagine. Like my mom or my dad would just lose it entirely. Yeah. That was 2018, so that was a sentence. But the other one that you sent me, which was interesting, is I actually saw it. They were covering it while I was in the gym yesterday. I was watching. They were doing like new.
This is a new topic.
No, it was about the homelessness situation.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, because like what I was in.
It's a wild one.
Yeah, because that one's recent though, like now issue. Because like I was looking at it in the gym.
So the backstory is that.
Where is it? What's going on?
It's in Modesto.
Okay.
And there's a river that flows through Modesto. I forgot the name of it. But essentially there was a homeless encampment there that usually they're like a tent city kind of thing is what they call it. And it's like this congregation of homeless people who have a bunch of tents.
Yeah.
And they have social workers usually who come through there and everything like that. But this one was different in that they had dug out actual caves. And
I saw the videos. They're crazy. They're super deep
and like, honestly, pretty well thought
out.
Pretty
impressed, honestly.
They had like tiles from places that made like flooring. They had like little shelves that they dug out and things like that.
That's crazy. And they had like a full walk down and everything when it came to the stairs.
They had stairs. Yeah. They built stairs and everything.
I mean, if you think about it, is this kind of like a good alternative to getting homelessness off the street? If you think about it.
Well, I think the problem obviously is
a
like
safety issue, right? Of potentially
it is
collapsing.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And it's like 100 feet from like this subdivision.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't read into that.
It's right next to this like.
Could you imagine just
pretty
like
nice like homes?
A drove of people just walking down and disappear into a cave.
Exactly.
That would be wild.
But no, it's a another story where it's like you reading like I didn't see it's sad, of course, because it's like this is like the thing that people have to do in California.
Sure,
you know,
of course.
To have like shelter. And honestly, I bet a lot of them prefer that over like getting help from like the government. They have like the freedom to do like, you know, they're on their own schedule, things like that. Of course, there's a lot of
drug use,
and stuff going on like that too.
As you know, my brother was a paramedic. He still is part-time, but that was one of the biggest issues is that I'm really involved with Placer County Association of Realtors, and we get a lot of people that are trying to solve homelessness with these various charities, right? But the problem he always has with them is the fact that you can open up as many centers as you like, but the problem is the drugs. So like it comes down to these people, and he'll go to a shelter that's quarter full because at the end of the day, they can't do, well, unfortunately is not the right word, but they cannot do drugs in the facility. So they'd rather stay out in the cold than be somewhere warm because so the caves, it makes sense. They're a little bit farther. Well, they're right next to the subdivision, but they still have like a little bit tucked away and be able to potentially do something like that. But that maybe there was one engineer who's like, I have an idea. Yeah.
Well, it's like, if you see it, it's like, I don't know if I could do what they did.
I don't know either. Because
incredibly impressive.
How do you avoid the not collapsing?
They built like pillars and inside, it's not like they just dug out a room. It's like they had like cutouts of like rooms and like what would be a dirt post to like stabilize it, which obviously is probably not the most stable thing in the world, but it's still regardless pretty impressive. And I mean, it's kind of funny. I was like looking at it and I couldn't help but think it's like, there's some landlord out there who's like, I probably could sell this for like $2,000 a month. Just do a little renovation.
Put some foundational carpet in there.
Yeah. They even had they made a wood stove.
Really?
They dug a hole from obviously inside the cave up through to the like ground level, and it was like an actual wood stove.
I couldn't even figure that out. That's impressive. That's got to take some serious gusto to figure that out.
Yeah, and I was just looking at this. This cracks me up. So they moved like hundreds of pounds of stuff out of these caves once they cleared it. Yeah, they had so much stuff in there. This one kind of made me laugh. This is like one of the. I think this is like a social worker. He said, we had a hard time figuring out how they got so much stuff down in there, considering how hard it was to get up the hill and out. It's called meth, brother. Yeah. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think is that, bud? Wait, read it one more.
No idea.
Read it one more time.
This guy's name is Chris Guptill. He's the coordinator for operation.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we had a hard time figuring out how they got so much stuff down in there, considering how hard it was to get up the hill and out. Started there a little bit, but yeah.
The energy.
Yeah,
I see
exactly.
Where you're
yeah. It's called crack.
Yeah. Yeah. There is no feeling in your legs when you're on meth.
Yeah. God.
That is what I've heard.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Pretty wild
That's
story.
wild. That's wild.
And like, it's one of those stories like where if you just do like a Google search and you go down this rabbit hole of there's like similar stories and things. It's like, this is like impressive engineering.
Yeah. I mean,
like
what if you were to just figure it out to where, what if the self-homelessness is just like go underground?
Journey to the center of the earth.
Why not? And you've seen the movies where they go underground when things are bad in the surface. So just like,
yeah, that could be a thing.
It could just start it that way. Instead of going to Mars, just go down instead of going up. Why not? That's
I think
I thought.
they have made movies about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe they're working on it.
Yeah.
It's probably something Elon's doing. You know what? I'm tired of going up so much. We're going to go down.
I'm tired of this little rocket crap.
Yeah.
Let's just go down. Let's find
Actually, that's something probably Bezos is doing. It's like, oh, Elon thinks he's so cool because he owns the space.
Yeah, now I got to drill.
Yeah, I'm going to go blow up the core of the earth. See what he thinks about that. Say goodbye to your space station.
You ever think about those guys must have some sort of like relatively competitive like space. I've heard like these like very wealthy guys, they'll just hang out together and they just like it was not to go on a tangent, but the entertainment and also the competitiveness when you're at that level, it's like it gets to that level, but like it's either I can't remember his name. It's like Chris DiStefano. Do you know that comedian?
It's ringing a bell.
Anyways, like he did a comedy show for 10 like billionaires, and the only thing they laughed at was the most dark, sadistic joke. I can't say it here, but like it was. You get to a certain level to where it's like more.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't want to be a billionaire. I came to that conclusion. I don't want to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a billionaire?
Millionaire?
A billionaire.
Oh, I was like, I would love to be.
I want to be a millionaire.
A billionaire. Yeah, I feel like you're just kind of getting into some murky water. It's like the only way I feel like you become a billionaire is by having to do pretty gnarly stuff.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. How like I think Elon is like the exception, but I think the majority of the time you have to step on some people on your way up the top. You know.
Funny enough, I know the show just kind of started. We had a caller. We wanted to ask us a question.
Oh,
yeah, and
we had a caller.
Yeah, we did. And yeah, he left me a voicemail. Let me see if I can pull it up for you here. Got to play it into the microphone. Here we go.
Hey boys, this is Bo Saddleback from Hernando, Mississippi. Love the show so far. Things going real smooth, especially that Louie guy. He's real slick.
Thank you, Bo.
Another guy, Sam, I think it is. He could do a little work, but that's all right.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I got a couple questions for you boys today. I'd love to hear your take on them. First one, would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you? That's the first question. Second question.
Getting callers from the
Would
South.
you rather be royalty 1,000 years ago or an average person today? Thanks. Love you guys.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bo Saddleback. That's really kind
what,
of you to
what,
say
what was
that.
his name again?
Bo Saddleback from Hernando, Mississippi.
Oh, Bo Saddleback. Nice.
Never heard of. Yeah, it's so strange, and I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
It's really nice of you.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice towards me, but I'll take the note and I'll digest it and put it in the next one.
Yeah. So his first
Bodak.
question that he had.
Yeah.
So would you rather? Was would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you? Yeah, I think the first thing to think about here is who would that hero be?
Right. Yeah.
Sam Grant Cardone.
Yeah. No, I got to think of like Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
He's up there. God, my hero. There's so many different ones. There's like categories for different ones. So do you have one off the top of your head?
I mean, the first one I think of, because I grew up golfing and
Oh, Tiger.
yeah. And so do I want to vomit on Tiger Woods? Absolutely not. That would probably be the end of my life. I'd probably just get abducted one evening and just be sent out on a cargo ship to Haiti or something. I don't even know, but you would never hear from me again.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, I would be. Gone.
Then I thought about this. I was like, okay, if Tiger Woods vomits on me, what that means is probably we went out somewhere. We went out with the boys. We're having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who held their liquor better than Tiger Woods? This guy.
Yeah, that's not. I like that.
And that's a good story.
I do favorite just because it's almost like it also comes down to the question: is it voluntary to like ask like Sam, like, can you throw up on me? I don't know the situation.
Yeah.
So if like they're asking like,
well, it's not asking. Let's not do that. It's like
just like an act.
It's accidental.
Like it's not like, hey, dude, like this is my thing. I like when people throw up on me.
Yeah,
it's not one
I
of
would
those
hate to see your Google history when you search.
Okay, if it was just the act, yes, I would let my hero vomit on me for sure.
Okay.
And that I would just say off the top of my head, Jesus Christ. I would much rather. I don't know why I feel bad saying it, but it is. I would.
Did you hear the news? He's risen. What did he do? He threw up on Sam. It's the first thing he did, and he's gone again. So
yeah, I don't know how, but it would definitely mess me up mentally. Like, why was that his first thing he did? But anyways, let's move on.
Oh, so the second question, I think. Okay, so this is the next one.
Getting callers from the
Would you rather be royalty 1,000 years ago or an average person today? Thanks. Love you guys.
Royalty 1,000 years ago, 100%. 100%. Are you kidding me?
It's okay.
An average person now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, are you asking if I'm an average male or an average female? It's a different story. And are we talking about average in terms of looks, financial situation?
Just average. You're an average. You're an average dude.
All across the board.
All across the board and everything. It might actually help you with golf. Is one
Royalty
thing I'll say.
1,000 years ago.
Okay.
I might only have some horses, but
You have a palace.
I would have food on my plate all the time. I would have a nice home for sure.
Castle. It's called a castle.
Right. Yeah. Very nice.
Castles are cool.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably have like a moat.
Might not have a flushable toilet,
Right.
but you have a castle.
Yeah. Would you go with royalty 1,000 years ago, or would you go with average today?
I mean, it's great, but you would live like you'd probably already be dead of old age.
I guess you're right.
That.
And you think about like, because I think the toughest part about the question is just going back to there's so many more advances and ways to like keep your mind stimulated and keep yourself like, I guess like I'm having fun. I'm watching a video or playing video games, whatever. But like 1,000 years ago, you wouldn't even have that perspective. So
Yeah, it's true. Exactly. It's not like you would miss the things that you know,
and that would be a whole
loved.
different. We can answer the next one if it was like if you were to go from today and if you were to go down
with the
lower,
knowledge that you have,
Yeah.
and go back 1,000 years ago. That'd be a trip. Can you imagine that?
and you just got a crown on, you got your garment, you got your harem behind you, your castle,
Yeah. No, that's.
the
And then-
podcast mic in front. It's like, what happened?
You would be the greatest leader of all time, because if you just like studied up on some history and like started predicting things,
Yeah,
they were like, "This guy's like the Messiah. Look at this. This guy's unbelievable."
1,000 years from now, black president.
Yeah. Jeez. This it's like this Roman Empire. It's not always going to be around.
Yeah,
like-
could you? It's like
Wow.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that was more than 1,000. That was definitely more than 1,000 years ago.
Yeah,
But,
we're not history buffs.
No, we're not. But
we're mortgage and insurance. But you know what? I'm excited for where this podcast goes, buddy.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on for more, and hopefully we can get you slowly more into just like want to do once a week, but I think I'm going to start out doing twice a week, twice a month. I'm going to have him on once a month. And yeah, just going to have a lot of people that are going to have a lot of, if they want to do knowledge, advice, give them their opinion, talk about current events, and also just hopefully provide some value. And yeah, I will touch on real estate when it matters, and he'll touch on insurance when it matters. But until then, I'll keep you guys posted on the title. But until then, have a great day, guys.